This morning, to help us put a spotlight on some safety tips, I want to welcome psychologist at the Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago, Krista Ali, to join us on set. Good morning to you, Krista.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Not a problem. You guys are always welcome here at the Now Morning Show. Now, it's the July-August vacation. Children are home from school. In some cases, they might be attending the revision camp. In some cases, they're attending other vacation camps. In some cases, they're just home.
Yes.
So tell us how we can give parents some great advice on how to keep children safe this season.
So as you said, the Java season is upon us. I think this is what we're calling it now,
Yes,
the July,
definitely.
August vacation
We are no summer here. We summer right through, so it's Java.
I'm so glad that we got rid of that and now it's replaced with Java. It just fits. It fits. Yeah. So, we at the authority really want to do our part in bringing awareness to how parents can, and not only parents, but all persons who are responsible for children, can help to keep children safe during this point in time, because normal routine is broken, right? They're out of school. They might be at home, they might be attending various camps and things like that. We want to remind parents that while, it's a fun time, we want them to have some downtime, we also need to be responsible. So we at the authority, we really advocate for the rights of children, and while one of those rights is to enjoy your childhood, they also need to be free from abuse. And we as the adults need to ensure that that is what's happening. So during this time, we found that there's more opportunity for children to be abused. So we as the adults need to put things in place to, minimize that.
Tell me, what do you see as the opportunities for abuse to occur?
It's being very aware and it's being very much prepared. We know every year we know when these holidays are coming up. It's starting to get prepared beforehand so that there's a plan in place for when this time comes. So for persons whose children might be going out to all of these various camps and these group activities, it's about knowing who your children is around. It's knowing where they're going to be, and what safety measures those persons have in place to keep their children safe while they're there. It's about ensuring that your child knows who to contact and how to get in contact with you when they are out of your sight. It's about, helping them to be prepared for those things before going out into these camps and into these activities. You as the adult need to do your due diligence in knowing who is supervising your child. So that is not only for the camp activities, but also for persons who might be leaving their children in the care of babysitters. What do you feel about this person? How well do you know this person? How much information did you get? We have, the internet gives us such great opportunities now to get to know people, to get to know reviews about these services and things like that. We need to make sure that we're doing our part. The next major thing in this is always having open communication with your children, so that if something does happen, or if they feel like they're uncomfortable in some sort of situation, they can tell you. It's about helping them to be very much prepared before going out there into the world and having all of these experiences. So we can do that by teaching them about okay touches and not okay touches. I know that we sort of grew up hearing about good touch and bad touch, but we're moving away from that. We're talking about okay touches and not okay touches, and who to tell if you experience a not okay touch, or if somebody makes you feel uncomfortable. It's about reminding them that they're not forced to be hugging and kissing everybody and showing affection to persons who they may not feel uncomfortable with, who they may feel uncomfortable with. So it's also about letting them know that they could come and talk to you and tell you when things seem off and when they feel uncomfortable.
I also saw one of the things that happens a lot during this vacation time is that sometimes parents take the children to work with them. Is that advisable? Is that a good idea, a bad idea?
So it really would depend on the circumstance in terms of where is this child going all day, what are they doing? Because you see, sometimes parents don't have another alternative.
Right.
So in some situations, if you have to choose between taking your child to work versus leaving them at home,
by themselves,
yeah. So it's about making sure that they have things to keep themselves occupied, that they are in a safe space, and even when they're at work, that they are being supervised, and then who is supervising them and in what space they're being supervised.
Right. So then there should be some considerations at the office if it is you're taking them to office, if you're taking them to the Vegemart to work with you. I know that we have this thing against children working, but when it comes to the family business, we said it was okay for them to help out the family business.
So it's okay for them to help out once it's being done in a manner that cannot be considered child labor.
Right.
So not extended hours, no sort of strenuous work. If they're just there helping you out, and it can be a fun learning experience as well. all is fine and well with that.
All right, so let's talk about some of the dangers that they could encounter online, because I imagine that now in the vacation period, you don't have as much schoolwork to do. The parents will give them a little bit more liberty if you borrow the phone or if they have their own tablet or device or whatever the case is to get online. But what are some of the dangers that they should be looking out for?
Yeah, definitely. I was going to say that, while we're talking about their physical safety, we also need to be, monitoring their online presence. The truth is that a lot of dangers can happen online where we have no idea who our children are speaking to, and they just simply would not know the risks of what they're doing. They might see it as being very innocent. So we need to be monitoring who our children are speaking to, what sites are they on, and put things in place to minimize the opportunities for this to happen. That might include, locking certain sites, preventing from going on there, having parental safety, you're speaking to your child at an age-appropriate manner in terms of the dangers that can be out there. It's about not talking to strangers. It's about not going out to meet strangers. Don't get lured by this person and that person, because sexual grooming is a very real thing, and one of the major ways that these predators are able to do that is through online medium. So that's definitely something we need to be very mindful of. We cannot use these devices as secondary parenting. Yeah. Parenting is a full-time job, and while we can use it for, relaxation time, a bit of distraction, school is out, we need to be very mindful of what our kids are doing online.
In terms of having supervision 24/7, as the case may be, do we... I don't know how to put this, but I remember last year there was a whole series of situations where children would have climbed into pools by accident or been in some sort of dangerous situation at home, in a place where they're comfortable so they feel like they could walk around. Should there be extra supervision during this time, during this vacation period at home?
Not only supervision, but precautions. Yeah, so, as adults, we need to be mindful of the different things that can bring danger to our child's life. And I was talking about minimizing risk.
Right.
This is what we need to be doing. And unfortunately, during this period, we do find a lot of incidents regarding bodies of water, including very small bodies of water, buckets, things like this. It's really mind-boggling how little it takes to endanger the life of a child. So we need to be mindful about these things. If there are pools at home, it needs to be covered. If it's those refillable ones, then it needs to be emptied as soon as we're done using it. We need to be mindful of buckets, barrels, things like that. Anything where a child can come into danger, we need to be precautious and put things in place to ensure that we're minimizing risk. Because at the end of the day, that can constitute child neglect.
All right. So, well, I guess before we wrap up, any advice you want to give? People want to reach out to the Children's Authority. What situations would determine that yes, they should reach out to the Children's Authority, or should they go to the police first, or how does it work?
Well, any type of situation where you feel like a child might be in danger, or a child is being neglected, or a child is being abused, you can contact the Children's Authority at 996 or 800-2014. If you feel like you want to call the police as well, that is also fine. And then if it's a case of abuse regarding children, they will also report it to the authority. But we do encourage persons to pick up the phone and give us a call at our 24-hour hotline. That's a toll-free hotline where reports can be made. Even if you suspect that something might be going on with a child, please call us and give us that information so that it can be investigated.
Great. So we spoke a bit about physical safety. We spoke about online safety. Can we speak just a quick bit about mental safety as well? Because I imagine the same way that us adults need to go to the therapist to be able to sort out some of the situations that we might be going through. Is it the same for children? Would you suggest that we send them to therapy? Would you suggest that we find somebody for them to talk to, or the parents be the person that they talk to?
It's multifaceted. This is a time where children really can be able to rest, relax, recuperate to, start the new school year, whatever they might be going on to. But if we find that our child is off, and I always say to parents, you are the expert in your child, where you feel like something might be different about them, they're becoming withdrawn, they, very irritable, things like that. These are signs to look out for that they might be dealing with something stressful. The first option is, of course, always to speak to your child on your own at first, see what's going on with them. They might not be open, they might be. And if you think it's a situation where your child needs to get external help, of course, reach out and do that.
All right. Well, Krista, thank you so much for joining us this morning and for sharing these tips for parents as we get into the July-August vacation. I mean, we're properly in the full swing of things now. So thank you for coming and sharing with us. And, of course, thanks to the Insurance Authority for always partnering with us here at TTT.
You're welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a quick break and we come back with more on the Now Morning Show. Stay tuned.
Right now.